everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So I'm still on the Inktober challenge. Inktober is a concept or a thing that was developed by a guy called Jake Parker, and he sets the prompts that you can follow if you choose to on his website. If you put his name in Inktober, I'm sure his website will come up on Google. I'm not following his prompts, I'm following my own prompt called Allotment Life. I'm not really strictly following Inktober because I'm not really using ink, I'm using watercolour, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I wanted to practice my watercolouring and I thought this would be a good opportunity to get myself in gear. The prompts, or the sort of name that I've given my Inktober, is Allotment Life. So, and what I've decided to do is follow the example of a lady called Wendy Iris. I will link her video below. She did a video last year for 2016, giving some sort of good ideas and tips on how to get through Inktober. And I liked her idea of using one sheet of paper. She did one sheet of paper and put all 31 of her sort of illustrations on that one sheet. I didn't manage to get 31 on my first sheet. I got 11 on my first sheet. This is my second sheet now that I'm on to. My first sheet of paper had all of my fruit and veg from my allotment on it. So there were 11 little items on there. This time I'm drawing out my tools for my allotment in my garden. You can, most people use their sketchbooks and do a sketchbook page a day, but I've found that might be a bit much for me to fill out a whole sketchbook page. So I thought if I choose a nice piece of watercolour paper, so I've got my Bockingford watercolour paper that I'm using, and try to get some nice sketches on one sheet of paper that means something to each other. So as I say, on this sheet it's all my tools from my allotment. Then I'd end up with something cohesive at the end of it, something that I could perhaps hang on my wall. And I'm really pleased with how the first sheet came out. That was all my fruit and veg. And again, I'll link I'll put an end card at the end of this video to the first sheet that I did. And this sheet is all about my tools. If I get through it, if I can keep going, the third sheet will hopefully be all about the bugs and creatures that are at my allotment. So I've managed to get through the first two, so we'll see how we get on. Anyway, I've sketched out each tool to begin with, and then I kept the colour palette really muted, really simple, because I wanted all of my tools to match. So they've all got wooden handles, and I'm guessing it's stainless steel, I don't know, like the spade and the fork etc. part is all stainless steel. So I tried to capture the reflections. I did use some images from Tinternet. I didn't use my actual tools this time, whereas when I did my fruit and veg I used my actual fruit and veg, and I found that much easier. Painting from life I've found so much easier than painting from reference photos, and I didn't stick to just one reference photo with the tools. I got a few up and chose the bits that I liked the best out of each one and cheated a bit, but I hope they came out all right. I've gone through the same process really that I did with my veg, where I've started off with the lighter washes first of all, tried to remember to reserve the lights where possible, and where I didn't remember to reserve them I used my white, which pen was it, my Signo Uniball white pen, and on occasions I've used my black, sorry about that, I've used my black Micron 05 I think in the last video I called it my Micron 5, but it's a 05 actually pen to add some sort of darker bits where I needed to. Other tools that I used were my Winsor & Newton Cotman 10 round, Daler Rowney 6 round, and a Cotman, Winsor & Newton Cotman number 3 round. Those were the only brushes that I used. So I hope you have enjoyed watching me get through the Inktober challenge, and hopefully I'll have a third video to put up for you once I've finished all of my bug and creature sketches. So I'll leave you to finish watching. There's not much more to go now, so I'll leave you to watch the rest. Thank you everybody for watching as always. Bye bye.